So in today's video, we're going to be looking at my 4-1-2-1-2 narrow custom tactics that got me rank 1 in FUT Champs in about 3 to 4 hours. For cheap FIFA 23 coins, make sure to check out MMOEXP.com to get fast and reliable coins, and make sure you use code VIPER at checkout, get yourself a 5% discount. These have been tested on next gen and old gen. I played about 10 games on next gen and about 10 games on old gen. So for any of you that are concerned about them not working on a certain generation of console, you do not have to worry because they've been tested on both thoroughly. If you guys want to see the rewards I got from my champs, well, I did go 19-1. Make sure you go over to the channel. The video is up on the YouTube channel. Make sure, guys, if you are new, to subscribe to the channel because we have lots of player reviews coming out, lots of custom tactics and formations coming out, and lots of other good content. If you guys ever want to watch me live stream, I stream on twitch.tv/Vipalization at most days at 12 PM. And then if you guys want to watch my FUT Champs, I stream at 10 AM on a Friday and Saturday, and we play on my Road to Glory and my Pay to Win. We're on the Pay to Win today, so let's get into the custom tactics. Alright guys, so here are the custom tactics and instructions for the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, which has been my favourite formation over an awful lot of years of FIFA now. Of course, I used to play the game professionally a few years ago, and I was using this at the pro level as well. We're going to go from the goalkeeper upwards, so let's start with our fullbacks. These are both on stay back while attacking and overlap. Now, if you guys know me, you'll know that when we go into a game and we feel like we're confident in the game, what I'll do is I'll actually press up on the D-pad and then left to get attacking fullbacks. And this is a great way to provide width in this 4-1-2-1-2 narrow because essentially all you're going to be doing in this formation is playing very direct through the middle, and it's nice to be able to have the width via the fullbacks if you need it. That is why my fullbacks are Jesus Navas and Alex Telles. They're both very good going forward. They've both got really good passing. They've both got really good dribbling. What they do lack in physical, they make up for in passing and shooting. And that is why I highly recommend, if you are going to play this formation, guys, that you have two fullbacks that are really good dribbling wise, okay defensively, okay physically, that have really good shooting and passing. If you can get good dribbling as well, that is also a good plus. But if they don't worry too much. You know, Walker and Hernandez are good here, but I would say have players that are able to go forward and play good football going forward, you know. So that is why we have got these two down there, and I think it's quite important that you guys do follow suit and have two fullbacks here that are really good at attacking. Moving on to our CDM, in this case it's going to be Marcus Llorente. He is on cut passing lanes, stay back while attacking, and cover centre. Now, for the CDM role, I really do like to have a 4-star weak foot. I really like to have a lot of pace. I don't think strength is too important in this role, but having a lot of pace like we do have here with Marcus Llorente is going to allow you to have lots of opportunities to break up the play with Llorente because he is so fast. He is your only pivot, your only defensive-minded midfielder here, so you have to make sure he's quick, good defensively, and able to pass out correctly. What you get with Marcus Llorente is that 4-star weak foot and really good passing, with okay defending and an insane pace. I've tried out a lot of tactics and instructions for the CDM. I really like cut passing lanes on them as they kind of sit deep and they try to cut off the passing lanes, which is really important on this game. Stay back while attacking, of course, on your CDM is very important. Then cover centre because you've got the width covered via your two box-to-box midfielders and then your right back and left back. But yeah, one more time to just go over it. Make sure your CDM has a lot of pace, has long legs, and can have a 4-star weak foot if at all possible. As we move on to the two box-to-box midfielders, guys, now I've tried out De Bruyne quite a lot here, and these two, Lucas Paqueta and Valverde, are really well balanced. Obviously, Valverde is really fast, Paqueta has the 5-star skills, and really good shooting and passing. So Valverde is meant to be more of the box-to-box here, whilst Paqueta is a bit more of a forward-thinking player. I would recommend you have this as well. So if, for example, if you had De Bruyne and Bruno Fernandes, for example, I'd have Bruno Fernandes as the box-to-box and I'd have De Bruyne as your going forward box-to-box midfielder. It's very important that whoever your box-to-box attacking midfielder is can still defend. That is what we've got here with Lucas Paqueta. You know, he's a going forward kind of player with the 5-star skills, good dribbling and shooting. But if he needs to make a tackle, he can also do that. And then Valverde is meant to be a bit more of the break-up of play, find a good pass, and all that kind of jazz. You'll see, guys, that in our midfield, we have all players that have a 4-star weak foot. That's really important on this game, in my opinion, because it's really important to be able to find a good pass on both feet. But as we go to the two centre mids, you know, they've got balance on both of them. If you want to try your more box-to-box attacker on get forward, that does work. I just want to be a bit more balanced here, though. So if you want to try get forward, you can. But for me, I really like them both on balanced. All right, guys, moving into the front three now. So first of all, we have Jadon Sancho, who is meant to be the playmaker. He's on just stay forward here. A lot of people on this game are liking to put your cams on stay on the edge of the box or get into the box for cross, which I would recommend in other formations, but in the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, you've only got one cam, so just having him on stay forward is really important. You can work with basic defensive support, but what ends up happening there is they drop too deep and you don't have any option to find the pass into the strikers. So having him on stay forward is very important in my opinion. You can get a 5-star skiller here as well, and you do know how to use skills, I'd recommend it over the 5-star weak foot. But somebody that's got really good passing here is the number one key factor. As we move on to our two strikers now, we have Dembele and Rashford here. They're both on stay central and stay forward. If you've got somebody like Mbappe who is absolutely ludicrously fast, or a Haaland that's really strong, I recommend putting him on getting behind. I have Rashford and Dembele here, and they're meant to be very skillful, not the fastest. You know, Dembele's quite fast, but he's really weak, so you can't really get away with it. And Rashford is in the team to be your raw finisher, so I don't really like having either of these on getting behind, but they do work on getting behind, but I just prefer them to both be on just stay central and stay forward. As I said, if you have an Mbappe or you have a Haaland, put them on getting behind and you will feel a different set and it will work really, really well. So that is the instructions for the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow in the rank 1 tactics that I did have set up. But guys, those are the instructions for the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow in the team that I did get rank 1 with. There's a few differences here. I had Vinicius Jr. over Dembele, for example. That is about all of the changes that are there. And this team is really, really good on these instructions, so I'd highly recommend you try them out. As I said, there are a few things you can change if you'd like to, but I personally like it set up like this. Okay guys, so now on to the tactics. We've got it all set up to 1 and balanced here, so I can show you in detail what we're going to change it to. So I have tried a few on the defensive style. I like press after possession loss. It is a bit risky. Constant pressure is obviously a no-go. Drop back doesn't work on this game. Balance is my favourite for this, but then pressure on heavy touch is really good also. So it's up to you what you want to try out. I've tried both in the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. They both work really well, but for me, I prefer balanced. As we move on to the width here, we have this on 50. And the reason for that is you don't want to be compact or too wide in the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, as it's a narrow formation. You want to have the width here due to the fact your fullbacks are the only things that are covering the wide players, and that is where you're going to get abused quite a lot. If people are playing like a 4-2-3-1 or a wide formation or a wider formation, that is where people are going to attack the most, because you've only got one player defending you there. So if the opposition has a fullback and a ram, for example, or a fullback and a right mid / left mid, they're just going to attack you 2 against 1 on that side. So it's very important to keep this neutral, as you don't want to be exposed here and let them go down the line too much. So that is why that's on 50. In terms of depth, we have this on 55. Now, for me personally, I think just having this a little bit above the normal is good. Of course, you need to have fast centre-backs to be able to use this. But 55 depth is really nice, as you can play offside traps. You can catch a lot of people offside anyway without the offside traps. And 55 is good if you have a lot of speed in your defensive areas. Moving on to the offensive build-up play. Now, I don't really like too many of these. I like fast build-up, and that's about all. Fast build-up's quite good. Slow build-up just is nowhere near good enough on this game. Maybe it's okay on next gen. I haven't actually tried it though. So for me personally, I really like balanced in the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow for build-up play. And the reason for that is you get a mix of everything, right? Sometimes you get the counter-attacking abilities. Sometimes you get the opportunity to play long balls. And then obviously the slow build-up is completely up to you. You don't need to have that as a offensive build-up play tactic to be able to play slow build-up. So that is up to you there. But balance for me works the absolute best on build-up play. And then for chance creation, we do have something different here to balanced. And I have tried possession. I don't mind possession too much. Forward runs is okay as well, but it just allows you to only play over the top balls for the entire game. The one I really like is direct passing. Now this one's really, really good because you have a lot of people like almost coming to feet and wanting you to drive the ball into their feet. And you can do a turn with a scoop turn, or you can get facing the opposition's goal and do an elastico, reverse elastico, or face up and do a trivela shot. So the direct passing is really good, as you know, it allows you to get into the opposition's half quite quickly, similar to fast build up, but obviously not having a fast build up to where you're going to get hit on the break really hard. I really like this tactic here, but you need to have people that have really good passing and good weak foots in your midfield to be able to get direct passing to work correctly. In terms of width, guys, this one is quite low actually, because it's the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. I want to stay quite compact and direct in the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. I like this on 35, and I've usually tried this every other year. I have this on like 10 or 15, but this year I really do like it on 35. It just seems about right for me. It's not too wide, and you do get hit a little bit hard, as I said earlier, down the flanks, but your fullbacks need to be good enough to deal with this, and the cover from the Rente, who's really fast, you can get out to them really quickly, which is nice, and you can definitely work with the 35 width. I wouldn't have this on 50. I'd make sure I have this below 50. I'd set it as a maximum. I'd have it on 40 in the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. And The reason for that is because it's already a compact direct formation. You want to keep it direct, and that is what we're doing with the 35 width, and it works really, really well. In terms of players in the box, guys, we have this on 6. Now, the reason I like to have this on 6 is because once you do get the ball down to your fullbacks and you're driving down that space where on the kind of diagram / little video thing down there shows you, once you are down there, you want lots of options in the box to whip it across, get to the byline, do a driven pass, do a double X pass. You want lots of options, so you can do the extra pass as well. And the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow is really, really good for that. So having the players in the box above 5, I think is important. Anything above 7, though, is a little bit risky. So I think 6 is the perfect balance for this. You do get a lot of players in the box, as I said, to find that extra pass, to find the ball into your 5-star skiller, to do one skill move and then have a shot on goal. And as I said, the extra pass is really good in the 4-1-2-1-2. And then also having the players in the box is important, as you will be able to play the extra pass. So that is why I like to have that one on 6. And then for corners and free kicks, guys, we have them both on 2. The reason I like to have the corners on 2 is because you do have a few options in the box, but my corner routine is quite different to what a lot of people are playing right now. I don't actually whip it in, I go short, and I whip it all the way back to the player who's sitting around the semicircle, so around the kickoff kind of area. So that is why I have that on 2. Very, very boring corner routine, but works really well for me. If you guys want to see a video on that, you guys let me know. Free kicks on 2, just because I don't really get too many free kicks on this game. I don't really see the difference. You can have this on 1, 2, 3, but just don't go above 3 in my opinion. And yeah, guys, those are the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow custom tactics, the thing that got me rank 1 in champs this weekend with this team. And yeah, guys, they're really, really good. I'd highly recommend you try them and let me know what you guys think of them. But guys, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure you leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you never miss a video. But guys, that's going to be it from me for now, so take care.